All right, well, we have a few minutes, as we usually do. I'm going to go do our off script. So, Dirk, I have one for you this time. I'm going to read it off for you here. Okay. Well, Laurel Tennis actually gave me this one. So, Laurel, thank you for pointing this out to me. So, yesterday, June 29th, 2017, was the 10th anniversary of the iPhone. I didn't realize the iPhone was introduced.
Really?
The iPhone was introduced on June 29th, 2007.
It's only 10 years old?
That's right. Wow. Here in the United States, it was the first iPhone was released yesterday, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Pretty cool. So I thought about that, and I did some reading on it too. So when Steve Jobs envisioned the iPhone, and he announced it a few months before that in January 2007, he talked about some things that the iPhone was going to be used for, obviously as a phone. Mobile connectivity was a big one that he thought. He said it'd be like a better iPod, which maybe not so much. But what he did talk about, and they didn't really consider much, was an application, the camera.
Oh.
It was a little wimpy 2 megapixel camera, you know, it wasn't even anywhere close to a best-in-class camera for a smartphone at that time, right? But that has become the application that actually people use the most for their iPhone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it got me thinking, video, it got me thinking about technology, especially technology as it's used in industry. So what do you see as some of maybe the off-label applications that maybe are going to be important in coming years? And I ask not about the specifics of industrial applications and technologies, but more kind of in a general sense. I mean, and I'll give you an example that I thought of, and to maybe get you started. Like for instance, I think about simulation. Hexagon's new acquisition, MSC, I was just at the Hexagon show. They developed their simulation technology, their software, with NASA years ago in the 60s. Now they're using it to create these massive data sets for autonomous driving.
Oh, sure.
Because autonomous driving, there's so much that goes into an autonomous vehicle that needs to have the data and understand it. So they're using simulation software to run these simulations all the time to gather as much data, exabytes of data, so that they can then maybe get a handle on autonomous driving. So are there things that you look at, that you see that are being used in technology now, in industry now, that maybe could have other applications?
Well, I'm going the other direction. I keep thinking of virtual reality. And a lot of times, at least by my perception, the whole virtual reality and virtual reality goggles and all that really came, from what I can tell, really was kind of pushed to the forefront by by gaming, right? You know, immersive gaming, and be able to, put on, headsets and really immerse yourself in a game and that sort of stuff. But we're seeing more and more where industrial applications where they're trying to use virtual reality. Now, I haven't seen it fully embraced yet. I've seen a lot of companies experiment with it. They'll try it. Matter of fact, I was just at a trade show not too long ago where they were trying virtual reality for working with a 3D model of an object. But I haven't seen anybody really pick up and run with it yet. I think it will. I think you're going to see that happen. I think they just haven't come up with the right way to use it yet. So a lot of, the most effective one I've seen of 3D, and I think we even talked about it at this show, is virtual reality for training. For training to somebody to do a physical job. So they put on their 3D goggles and they see this environment, and in this environment they see objects that kind of mimic what their real job might be, and they're trained how to manipulate these objects within this 3D environment, right, before they're put in a real environment. That so far is the most successful use I've seen of virtual reality 3D goggles so far. But I'm seeing more of it. And basically it comes down to interacting. The biggest use is interacting with CAD models. And being able to see this CAD model in front of you, move it, manipulate it, move around it, spread it apart, you know what I mean? But again, it's kind of a concept, and I haven't seen anybody really embrace it.
Well, and conceptually, I wanted to ask you too, and we don't have a lot more time, but I mean, quickly, you've worked in development of products in electronics and in technology, and I mean, so when you're developing a product, I mean, is there a sense of, well, we don't exactly know how this is going to be used. We have an idea for what we think the application is, but is there a sense that, again, I use the term off-label from like a pharmacological perspective, but I mean, is there a sense that we know it's going to be used in some other way? We don't know what that is yet. We've got to get it out to the users so they can kind of beta test it for us and figure out other applications for this thing?
Yeah. The one that immediately came to mind is I was in electronics right at the beginning of the personal computer revolution. Company I worked for, Commodore, I don't know if anybody even knows who Commodore is. At the time, they made a single board, a single PC board microcomputer that that a hobbyist could program. We sold a buttload. Now this was before the actual desktop personal computer came out. So, but these things we're selling to everybody, and some of it was a lot of it was hobbyists. But we had like Kenmore. Because they wanted to embed one of these in a dishwasher to make a smart dishwasher. Now, of course, now this is like
in the 70s, right?
Yeah, this was in the 70s, right? But I mean, these things, we would get these things back for repair, and I'm looking at the companies they're coming in from, right? And there was a lot of just like, gee, what if we had a computer that we could embed in a product? What could we do with it? Yeah. And they were all over the place. It was, but I mean, majority of it was hobbyists, but there was a lot of that. And I remember the Kenmore thing. It's like, yeah, we're making a dishwasher, and we think we can put one of these in a dishwasher. And I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm going, what's it going to do in a dishwasher? Why would you want a computer in a dishwasher? That makes no sense at all.
Wow.
You guys are stupid.
That's really cool. Almost 40 years ago. Probably. Wow, that's incredible.
Pretty weird.
Good job, Dirk. Good job on the off script. Well, you'll get me next time, and I'll try to be as good as that. So.